Hello, it's Tonstant Weader, and I'm going to review two books today, Marlena by Julie Bunton, and Please Proceed to the Nearest Exit by Jessica Raya. I hadn't actually intended to double them up, but when I read one right next to the other, I realized, we're looking at a genre here. These books, though different in tone and sentiment, are very similar in structure. They're narrated by an adult woman and tell the story of a high school friendship that was formative, deeply intense, with one friend, the friend who's being recalled by the narrator, is a brilliant, defiant leader. She's the spark, the energy of the friendship. And the narrator orbits her. And yes, she's a brilliant friend. And I'm choosing brilliant friend to recall Elena Ferrante's first book in her Neapolitan quartet, My Brilliant Friend, and how that kind of is a great exemplar. The narrator is a successful author, and she's looking back at her friend who, at the end of My Brilliant Friend, is in an unhappy um, state, in impoverished and with few choices and um, not looking good. And when I started thinking about it, there's a lot of books like that. There's The Girls by Emma Cline, and how, that one girl is drawn into the cult by this brilliant Rachel, who just like seduces her into the cult, and she just luckily escapes. And so she survives to tell the story. But we're not going to talk about that book. We're talking about Marlena and Please Proceed to the Nearest Exit. So, Please Proceed to the Nearest Exit has, a lot of humor, and their narrator, Robin Fisher, is pretty wry. When her friend, this is kind of a strange spin on the brilliant friend. Her friend is less brilliant than she is odd. She's a religious fanatic, and and it's hard to tell what comes first, being, an absolute nut bar or the religion. Is she crazy because of her religion, or is she be religious because she's so crazy? But she's definitely the leader, and she drags this Robin off to protest at abortion clinic, and yeah, she practically forces Robin to be her friend. Robin didn't really want to be. She recognized that was an odd duck. But Robin's best friend, Melanie, had wandered off to join the Mean Girls, and Robin was ostracized, and so, as often happens, ostracized kids become friends. But certainly, Carol was the leader, and as befits the brilliant friend genre, didn't end well. Marlena by Julie Bunton is a much more tragic story, and you know it's tragic right from the beginning, because the narrator, this time Kat, tells you right up front that within a year of meeting Marlena, she dies, drowns in 6 inches of water. when she falls but in a river. And you kind of know things aren't going to go well because right from the beginning, Marlena is pill popping Oxy constantly. And Kat is drinking herself into blackout drunk states all the time. Both of them are pursuing destruction. But Kat has a loving, supportive mother. Marlena's mother is missing, presumed dead. And her father is uh, manufactures meth in an abandoned railroad car in the woods and is a drug dealer. And she has no foundation on which to find security and stability. But they are friends, and it's an intense friendship, and it's that kind of formative friendship that these brilliant friend books are all about. Kat says, talking about Marlena, wasn't it her who made me louder when I needed to be, who made me brave at night? She's the way I swear and how I let men look at me or not. She's the bit of steel at my center. Either her, herself, or the loss of her. Before that year, I was nothing but a soft, formless girl, waiting for someone to come along and tell me who to be. And of course, that is the crux of this whole brilliant friend genre, is that the narrator is formed and shaped by the friendship, the friend in a way being the literary device that creates them. I liked both of these books. Um, I I really liked Robin's character. She's a little funny, and I like when her mom is wondering, why are you doing so bad in school? What's going on? Is it a boy? And she goes, no, it's not a boy. Why does it always have to be a boy? And that's so perfect because the brilliant friend genre is almost never about a boy. I mean, boys matter, they happen. I mean, boys are part of both stories, but it's not about the boys. It's about the girls. It's about their friendship. It's about who they are and what's their truth. And um, and Kat really gets at that in Marlena, where she says, sometimes I wonder how I'd tell this if I didn't have so many books rattling around inside me. The truth is both a vast wilderness and the tiniest space you could imagine. It's between me and her, what I saw and what she saw, and how I see it now and how she has known now. Divide it further between what I mean and what I say, who I am and who I appear to be, who she said she was and acted like she was, and also, of course, who she really was in all her glorious complexity, all her unknowable Marlena-ness, all her secrets. Imagine each of these perspectives like circles in a Venn diagram, a tiny period in the middle, the darkest spot on the chart. Maybe that's the truth.